All right. Welcome back to another edition of the Other League Pod. I'm your host, Gio, and we're welcoming back, filling in again for Snai and kind of a mismatch week of getting this pod together. But Anth, welcome back. Welcome
Glad to
back.
be back. Glad to be back on a spur of the moment, trying to get it out to the people. People were clamoring for it, so we're back. Happy to fill in for my man Snide again, and let's get rolling.
Yeah, we really we made a commitment. We're trying to get one out every week. So a little late, but we're here on Friday night, coming close to the midnight hour.
Mhm.
It goes more, more, more. All right, it's a little Billy Idol reference there. No one got
Oh,
it. But, all right. Anyways, let me share the screen, Anth, and
yep.
we're a little late, but let's get into at least recapping a little bit of what happened last week, and we're already past Thursday night, so we're gonna have to get into the previews a little later. But
Mm,
yeah, let's just start out with me. Why not? We're on the top of the screen here, so.
do it.
The Goose, who unfortunately reminded me, first words out of his mouth on Quake Night last night was, "Did you like that beat down?" So that hurt.
Ooh.
That was definitely a tough one to respond to. But yeah, it was pretty much a beat down. I mean, he gets to his projections, and yeah, I just fell short. Atlanta's defense certainly didn't help me out with that 30-0 blowout in Carolina. I'll say that was pathetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, quarterback play really was the difference. Or a difference for me. Like, Jordan Love obviously had a pretty awful game to his scale. I mean, everyone else did got double digits for my team, so not awful, but just
Mhm.
not enough when Jahmyr Gibbs, the guy's a freak, and that was a hell of a win for them, against Baltimore on Monday night. So, throws up a 27 spot, kind of solidified the victory. Even though I had Amon Ra going in that game too, it was I think it was maybe I needed him to outscore Gibbs by what did I say, 10 or something like that going into
Yeah.
Monday night.
Yeah. There was a chance, for you to.
There was an
Yeah.
outside chance, but just not enough.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. Going into it, the projections were 119, 117. So didn't really pan out. I mean, it was pretty close for the Goose, but I mean, obviously, still 104. You feel pretty good about it, but it's just not enough. Unfortunately, Green Bay with an uncharacteristically terrible performance. Offensively, it was just kind of weird why they just couldn't get it together. But Cleveland's defense is legit. I mean, that's what the experts are saying, and the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. I mean, shit, they shut them down pretty good. One we had still only 13 points for J Love from your side. I mean, yeah, just and not a Justin Jefferson like smash spot. I mean, I figured they scored 48 points. I mean, you would have thought he would have had, okay, you look at that score line, he has like 25 points, but he just did not. He hasn't gone off yet. That's what's very
Yeah.
interesting there. But of course, with the quarterback carousel with the injuries and whatnot, so try to. He's been quarterback proof as we've seen, but yeah, that's a little tricky. But yeah, you had a chance, but unfortunately, Gibbs finally popped off in a good way for the Geese. And on his side, yeah, I mean, just Jackson Smith, the Jigba is playing very well.
So,
Um, we'll go into a little bit, obviously, in the next week's for this week's preview. I mean, he didn't really have that good of a game
yeah,
last night to start, but he still ends up putting up double figures every week. So that was a huge draft pick for him. He's been great. So
great.
yeah, it was a good victory. It's a tough loss for you, obviously, but yeah, just like you touched on it. I mean, Atlanta defense too. The defense, you look at the defense, like I mean, that should be a great spot,
Thought so.
for a stream, and then they just decide to like give up 30 points and not score a damn point, which is ridiculous. But I mean, unfortunately for you, but I mean, yeah, your team's looking good. So like, yeah, I mean, but being 1-2, you still have still trending upward. Just a tough week.
Yeah, I'd agree. Moving
Mm.
on. Um, Bastards against the Iron Man.
Hmm.
Iron Men. Sorry, Jesus, that name. Come on, Stein. Be train back. Everyone wants the train.
Missed train.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the Bastards get a pretty solid win here, I'd say. I mean, considering both teams, undershot their projections by a pretty pretty large margin here in terms of week three projections. I mean, Snai had a 126 spot, which I think we both kind of alluded was a little outrageous.
Mhm.
Um, now, seeing the kind of the matchup here, I mean, he loses CeeDee Lamb, what, in the first, basically.
Yeah.
That's going to be really tough sledding. Obviously, we'll get a little bit more into it during week four, but you're losing your number one guy, and it's nice to see Nico Collins probably pop off for him. I mean, he really needs him to kind of get it going a little bit, especially with CeeDee Lamb going to be out now for you know 2 to 4 weeks. I mean, probably on the latter side of it. So we'll see. I mean, Josh Jacobs. I mean, tough game, like you said, against Cleveland. He hasn't really popped off either yet. I feel like. I mean,
Yeah.
he had obviously a touchdown or two here in the first couple weeks, but I think just overall, um, I mean, with that offensive line, they're kind of just been shuffling around a little bit too now. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But Snai really just gets bit with that kind of massive injury. Patrick Mahomes, you would think, good spot too against the Giants. Only throws up 15. That's rough.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, I would say, bright spot was Seattle's defense. G 17.
Yeah.
That's a hell of a performance. We'll get to Ryan in a little bit here. That was
Oh yeah.
something else.
No
Yeah,
doubt.
and then on the flip side, I mean, 101, you're really asking for some help to try to get a victory if you score 101. So,
Yeah.
um, Puka's doing his thing. James Cook has been an absolute monster, and the truth of it is that, if as a Charger fan, Logue's got to be loving seeing what's going on with Amar and Hampton this week. Obviously, given the injury to Najee, but it's yeah, he looked good.
No doubt. Yeah, that's definitely his backfield for the foreseeable future. He avoids the injury. I mean, he can hopefully can continue to have consistent production like he did now. This game here, 6 receptions obviously definitely helps that total a little bit. So, and against a tough Denver defense, so it was very, very not very surprising, but I mean, like to them to have like that kind of success on the ground and like him having that a great game is huge. I mean, he was obviously the leading point getter for the Bastards, and yeah, the injury, but at the end of the day, that's the thing. The injury to CeeDee Lamb really does you in. I mean, if CeeDee Lamb is there, and I'm sure he's going to put up some points. I mean, Chicago is missing a couple of guys on defense too, so
Yep.
I don't. The point margin is like almost 8 points. So yeah, I think Logan is very fortunate that CeeDee Lamb was out with the injury. Let's just lay our cards on the table. So definitely a tough thing. Having an injury during the game sucks. We probably all, as fantasy managers, have gone through that. Losing a guy during the game, like him putting up a zero, just sucks. So definitely a tough one. And then you see like obviously the Baltimore's defense getting -1. So
Yeah, I was
yeah,
just gonna say that.
yeah. So it kind of like doesn't. I'm not saying it even. It's not an even thing there, but it's like yeah, at least a player or in this case a defense getting -points. It's like yeah, that's tough. Like losing when someone gets that or like a zero kind of sucks. So unfortunately, and he just was able to withstand that. And yeah, he's got like you mentioned all the guys you mentioned like Puka's a stud. James Cook's been having a great season. He hasn't had no touchdown regression yet, so he's been on fire. Yeah. So and Brock Bowers hasn't had a great game yet. He was obviously a little bit banged up and that's probably a little obviously very disappointing for Logue, I'm sure. Like especially if he's as your keeper. So, yeah, but I mean he's able to withstand all that, and he's still at 2-1. So, very very good for him to be in the victory for him. So 2-1, so not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I like you mentioned, the only thing I would want to kind of re-highlight is that, we did go to this new defensive point system and, obviously was a kind of a proponent of what Lowe kind of figured out and kind of, you know, outlined, I should say, for the league. And, his defense gets -1. That sucks.
Yeah,
And it's basically was a coin flip between them and the Lions in that game, in terms of the defenses that he could have played. And, but, he skirts away. So onward for the Bastards.
fair. I wouldn't have wanted to play Baltimore's defense against Detroit too, but hey, it worked out. It still won
But
despite.
he had yeah, I mean, looking, I'm not sure if that was something that he picked up, if this is still showing, his bench from the previous week, but he
Yeah,
did
Detroit. He picked up like I think he picked up Detroit like
recent.
before
Okay.
before the
Yeah,
game started. So I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. So hey, I won the game, so it doesn't matter. But like, yeah,
exactly. Yep.
fortunately.
Oh man, the only 0-3 team, and um I will say with a grain of salt, I mean it's not definitely not. helping the cause, but he would have beat everybody else in the league if he didn't play Ryan this week.
Oh yeah.
130 was the second most points this week, to Ryan, who absolutely explodes with 160, which is the new high total for the league so far through week three. Hell of an outing. I think um, it's got Ryan's got a really good squad. He's managed his team pretty well. He's hit on some injuries. Obviously, we'll highlight Jordan Mason. I mean, dear God, the guy, as soon as Jones gets out, which was more of a 50-50 backfield for the first 2 weeks, and the injury comes, and Jordan Mason is going to be a top 10 back for the next, however many weeks that Aaron Jones is out. I'll say that. He looks good. They're going to run the ball. They have a backup quarterback in. They're going to manage the game well and utilize him. And he was great last year when CMC was out. People kind of forget about him. He was kind of a lost thought, maybe, sort of speak, to go to Minnesota and kind of be not necessarily a featured back, but um, yeah, he's legit. And Minnesota's defense, my God, a 30 spot. I want to highlight that too on Ryan's side. I don't know if we'll see that the rest of the year. I mean, 2 touchdowns, 3 fumble recoveries, 4 sacks, just an absolute, just demolished Cincinnati.
Crazy, crazy.
But 30 from your defense is nuts. And Caleb Williams, I mean, for a guy that didn't, maybe necessarily wasn't sure who he was going to start, at quarterback, I'd say from Ryan's standpoint. I mean, 37 against Dallas. I mean, pretty much a perfect game from the guy from a passing standpoint. I mean, almost throws for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
No turnovers. So that's huge. I don't know if that's something that you can, kind of lean on from a consistency standpoint, but I mean, monster week from Ryan, and yeah, like you can highlight some stuff on Dre, but I mean, it just
Yeah.
it sucks. 7-3.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, tough, definitely a tough start. And uncharted territory, I'm 100% sure of that. I don't think he's ever A, probably started the season 0-3, but B, he's usually always in the top of the table. Always finding his way to get in the playoffs and do pretty well. So like a very uncharted territory, 0-3. And I know it sucks being 0-3 and he got the loss, but I mean 130 beats a lot of teams most weeks. And unfortunately he just ran into a fucking buzzsaw. Ryan just went off. But yeah, highlighted by, like you said, the 30 points from Minnesota, and then of course Caleb Williams had a good game, and for Ryan also too, like CMC has looked. He hasn't scored a touchdown, I don't think, rushing, but he's healthy and he's putting up points. I mean, the complete opposite of last year, when he was obviously hurt most of the year. We don't want to rehash that and go into that again. We all know what happened there. But when he's healthy, he's definitely could be considered the top player in fantasy. If he's healthy, I don't see why he couldn't be that. You know what I mean? For Dre, yeah, unfortunately, no Jaden Daniels. That's a big key, but he plugs in Mariota. Mariota got him 22. So I mean, that's
Solid.
a plug and play that like you're not expecting that. I mean, you're because like on paper you're looking like Marcus Mariota, like this guy sucks. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hey, 22 is a solid number. Terry and he was very close for Terry. Scary Terry could have gotten a touchdown too, so the numbers could have gone up. But like, yeah, just going against Ryan, 160 is just it's too much for him to overcome. But yeah, he just needs. Sometimes he needs Derrick Henry to pop up, go off too, and he obviously had the fumble and like besides he started the game very good, but he just didn't do much after that. So yeah, tough to overcome. And it's funny, Ryan was the one that was making the most noise about the defense. Like maybe go back to the old way, and he has 30. So I don't think we're going to see 30 from anybody this year from a defense. So it's pretty funny. It worked out in his favor.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine seeing any. I mean, both defenses, I guess, in this matchup, just seeing Tampa Bay
Yeah.
by
Oh yeah,
18.
Tampa Bay too. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, 30's in a hell of a spot. But yeah, I mean, Andre is in his ass is on fire in his seat right for this week. We'll get to that, but
Oh yeah.
think, damn,
Yep.
he had a chance to be the to remain the low undefeated team, and you shit your pants.
Too good to be true. Crack a bottle. The undefeated season, the dream undefeated season is over. So every fantasy manager that was undefeated in their life are having a grand old time. But that's like the joke that they say about the Miami Dolphins undefeated season. Anytime anybody loses, they're like, "Hey." this and that. But yeah, no, just a terrible. Just I mean, you look at the other side. Like Noah scores 100, you're thinking, okay, got a pretty good shot, but 80 points is not going to get it done any week. Just a pathetic performance by my team. Just like no one really scoring any touchdowns really. Like especially my RBs.
Yeah.
I know Chuba got vultured by Rico Dowdle in that game, and I think Bryce Young had a rushing touchdown, which is really annoying. So like, and then Saquon, the main point is Saquon Barkley is not going off yet. I thought for sure. I didn't think he was going to have the same season as he did last year, and I'm not a proponent of like curses, but like the Madden curses, it was not it doesn't happen every year, but it's kind of like a real thing. So I'm like, oh shit, he's on the Madden cover. Like, is this going to be like a Sean Alexander thing when he gets freaking hurt and like after having a monster season and he's like he's not going to be relevant again? I just didn't want to think too in depth into that, but I just like that's what my mind was going when I drafted him. But like, hey, I'm not going to pass on Barkley when Gibbs went right before him. And I thought I was getting Gibbs. So just that's the thing. Like nine points from your stud running back is just not gonna work. And it's just that's the main. It just remains to be seen if he can get back to where he was last year. So I just that kind of sucked for me. But and I was thinking about like those start sit decisions too. That's another thing. It's like
Yeah.
obviously Ryan highlighted it in the message. Like, yeah, I know I could have won by 1 point if I would have played, you know, Garrett Wilson. And my thought process is like it's just tough. Like I'm gonna have to bench one guy because like Roma Dunze's been playing great. Tyreek, I mean, I drafted him in the second round. Like, I don't want to be benching my second round pick 2 or 3 weeks into the season. And like, Garrett Wilson is the number one guy there. So I was like, Zay Flowers has been playing good. So I was like, there's always somebody like where you're gonna might have to bench somebody that you don't want to bench, or like you just go with a hot hand. And like, unfortunately, like I kind of I thought I had a shot too. Like, I mean, okay, yeah, might have been tough with Zay Flowers on Monday night. He ends up having no targets for no receptions in the first half. He only has two catches. I mean,
Agreed.
it's just he's hit or miss. I mean, you've had Zay Flowers before, so it's just like
Yeah.
that's the frustration thing. But like my thought process by going forward is like, I mean, start your studs. Garrett Wilson's a stud. I mean, Zay Flowers, I wouldn't consider him a stud. I mean, he's a good receiver, but like he's got games like that, and I figured it was going to be a Mark. I said it to you about a separate thing about Mark Andrews. It might be a good big Mark Andrews game, and he has a great game. So I was right about that. Unfortunately, Flowers didn't pick it up, but credit to Nils. I don't want to take anything away from Nils. Despite the low point total, he gets the win. I mean, knocks me off the undefeated perch, and you got great games from Ricky Pearsall and Trey McBride's doing it every week. Waddle scored a touchdown, at the end of the first half there, and he finds a way to win, and he's at 2-1, so good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's two wins in a row, I believe, for Nils. Just thinking about, doing the recap for week two. But yeah, I
Mhm.
mean, like you said, he kind of gets away again, similar to Logue this week with just a low point total and just barely gets to that century mark. But yeah, just like to your point, you sometimes it's you gotta fight through the riches of having depth in fantasy and
Yep.
decisions to make sometimes. And I don't, going into it last week, I don't think necessarily you played the wrong guys. You just, Adunze still gets you 15. Tyreek, gets in the end zone, and Zay Flowers just didn't do much. Herbert again, kind of a low score with 16. Granted, Dak didn't do much on the other side of things, but yeah, I mean, I think Nils will obviously be happy to get to 2-1, and better days ahead. I think for your team, you got some good. Just looking down at your pieces, I mean, you got some good decisions to make. You can even if you want to flip a guy to try to upgrade. I mean, you got some room to do it if you wanted to. There's definitely some guys on your bench that I'm sure would be starters on some teams. I mean, Michael Pittman
Yeah.
is popping off for 19. You might not even ever play him. Uh, you got two pretty decent tight ends. Yeah, I mean, better
And
better days ahead for Fank.
it sucks for Nils too. Just to touch on like James Conner out for the season. That
Oh
was
yeah,
tough. Gets hurt
good
during the
good
game.
job.
I mean, I just wanted to make that quick little nugget. Like that's the thing too. Like he got hurt. I mean, he only got 6 points, and I would say he's definitely a top player on the team. And losing him definitely sucks. But yeah, definitely a stalwart every year. I mean, he's a very very healthy guy. So I'm surprised that he unfortunately has a season-ending injury. So what can you do?
Yeah, yeah, it was a shame. That was a pretty bad injury too. So we'll see what his recovery even looks like. Colombian White, I mean, he might just in spite of all the banter. I mean, he's having a heck of a start to his year. He's in fourth right now with a pretty nice victory here against Steve, and just taunting us with just a terrible logo and a terrible name still. So, but I mean, Phil gets throws up a 128 spot. Good for third most this week, besides that crazy Andy Ryan matchup. Steve, God, what an absolutely pathetic week from Steve. This was putrid, Steve. If you're listening, this was a putrid week from your team. 71. Good Lord. I mean, and Josh Allen literally had half of them with 29, like basically half of them, 29.
Yeah,
I mean, weird week. Neighbors 3, Drake London 10, Kamara 6. I I mean, as a Kamara having shares with in Kamara, in some other leagues, I mean, at this point I hope he just gets traded. I mean, I think
yeah,
that's got to be the hope for Steve too. I mean, he's not getting he had one reception. There's no touchdown like potential really with the Saints. I mean, they're actually throwing the ball with Spencer Rattler. I mean, it's insane. I mean, it's insane, but um Ramondre Stevenson is potentially just now in the doghouse after his two fumbles, not one, two. And Travis Hunter, man, what's good? We talked about him last week. I mean, this was the number. What was he? I mean, it's a top five pick. I don't know. I forgot exactly where he went, but
mm,
maybe two. It was something ridiculous. I mean, I know the Jags traded up for him and like just can't figure out how to get this guy involved in your offense. I mean, unless he's not necessarily like polished, which I don't know that. I mean, but 9, 5, and 3 from what you thought was going to be like, a pretty substantial piece, obviously, if you make the move up to get him. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing there. I mean, the Jags have been pretty bad, somehow are finding ways to win, but overall have looked pretty rough to start the year. I would say that. And then for Phil, I mean, Jalen Hurts finally they let the man pass. Uh, he pops off for 35, gets four touchdowns from him. Um, Keenan Allen, what an absolute beast. He's back. I mean, he might be their number one guy. I mean, they just are finding him. I mean, until the poor guy probably ends up getting injured. I mean, I cross my fingers and hope that he doesn't, but
yeah.
I mean, because I love Keenan Allen, he's just a fun player to watch, but he's been great. He's been really great. That play was awesome. Justin Herbert just stepping up, avoids the sack, and just throws a dart to Keenan Allen. That was sick.
Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, yeah, I
I mean,
saw
great
that.
week.
Yeah,
Great
no,
week.
good stuff for Phil. I mean, despite the banter we have with him with the name and whatever, but like, yeah, it says, you know what? I don't care about that. I'm gonna put up a great performance, 128. Yeah, like just when you score 71, there's just you really have no shot of winning unless the other team fucking shits the bed too.
No
But
way.
yeah, but of course, my thought process is no, he's his team's saving it for this week because I play Steve. So like, yeah, neighbors will go off for 25, and they'll finally get Kamara involved because, like you said, uncharacteristic with him. Obviously, 6 points and whatnot. But yeah, it's just tough. He's got a couple guys banged up. I mean, Jennings doesn't practice, so he might be out. So like in this lineup here, he's forced to play Travis Hunter, and then
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, now he has Judkins, so Judkins will now be in the starting lineup because
Yeah.
you don't know his role, how he was going to look like, and then Stevenson just
Good.
looks just doesn't have it. I had Stevenson last year. I thought he would be a pretty good piece in that offense, but like this year, obviously not. But like last year, I thought that, and like the two fumbles, like there's no way he should be playing, much anymore. But we'll see. But yeah, like better days ahead for Steve, may hopefully for himself. Well, hopefully not this week when I play him. But yeah, good win for Colombian White. Like you touched on, Keenan Allen has been a revelation, drafting him in the 10th round, and you know, still waiting for a huge Bijan game too. I'm assuming that's coming soon. So yeah, good victory. So very very good. Tip your cat hat to Phil.
Yeah, Phil, congratulations.
Mhm.
And I mean, only right that we end this with what was hoping was going to be a lot closer of a matchup, at least from the build-up. Um, I'm going to leave. Hopefully someone does some of this digging, but I remember it was maybe last year or the year before where I looked up all the matchups. I went all the way back, and at that point, Chip Blizzard and Arby's were dead even. They were 500.
Yeah.
From wins and losses. Um, Rick, kind of recapping a little bit as to what happened this week and lead up to their matchup. Um, had noted that I think it's been pretty one-sided since we said that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We have to go back from then from that clip and see how many times they play each other. But Rick apparently thinks he's had Arby's number pretty handily since we made that comment. So he
Right.
takes absolute care of him here, which, to be honest, was no shock to, I think, many of us. I think Arby's has a rough team this year. I mean, I hate to say it, he's the whole Jamar Chase thing now with Burrow out is going to be rough. It's going to be hit or miss and he was the number one fantasy player picked in almost every league.
Mhm.
Um, so it's that's tough. It's a tough injury. It really does affect your number one player, and also his number one RB is from the same team. That's the risk you take. With kind of stacking without a quarterback. Now both those positional players are deeply affected, unfortunately. Negatively impacted, I should say. Henderson, I think, will have better days. Like we just
Mhm.
mentioned. So
Oh yeah.
this might be the week where we see Henderson really try to take over that backfield and kind of show some of that stuff we've seen in preseason where everyone kind of got started getting on that hype train. You know what I mean? So
Oh
uh,
yeah.
definitely better days there, and also we'll get to week 4, but he has his fifth rounder Matthew Golden just waiting to go off.
Hmm.
And let's, I mean, Rick just keeps it going, man. 120, that's a hell of a performance. Rick's got a good team. Jonathan Taylor, just let's talk
He's-
about this guy.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Just amazing performance. 32 points. I mean, he's just been playing great. If CMC is arguably the first player as an RB, I mean, Jonathan Taylor could be the best running back in the league for sure. I mean, obviously he doesn't do much. I mean, he does. He has moments where he can be a good pass catching back. He has the chops to do
Yeah.
that. I don't consider him like that. I mean, CMC I did. I mean, Kamara, of course, like running backs that they can catch the ball and whatnot. But yeah, with Lamar Jackson and Jonathan Taylor, the two guys that those two guys alone can carry you to a victory. Even if a guy, let's say Debo gets 4, JT gets 6, like you have a couple guys that have low numbers. Those two guys alone obviously can help you immensely, and definitely does there. I mean, he's got arguably the best quarterback in fantasy in Lamar, best running back in the fantasy right now, point total in Taylor. So it definitely can carry you to victory, despite the fact that you have like Jonnu Smith and Wan'Dale Robinson too. Like some guys are just like not scoring points, but yeah, RBs it's tough. It's tough. You just got to highlight that because, like you said, yeah, Jamar Chase now with the Burrow injury, Jamar Chase is not going to have like those huge games that we expected him to have when the season began. Obviously, Chase Brown, you double dip with Bengals. I mean, yeah, you have a good keeper, Chase Brown, but Chase Brown does not look good at all. He looks really bad to start the year. So like he needs him to pick it up a little bit because if he doesn't, then you have Henderson who's obviously laying in the wake, trying to get his boost now. But yeah, like you see the numbers there: 21 for 43 week one. I mean, 10 carries for 3 yards. That's insane. That's
Yeah.
awful. I mean, you're getting blown the hell out. I mean, with Browning, it's just tough. The injury for Burrow just sinks him, I think for sure. But like, yeah, like you can't really feel good about that. I mean, you have a couple good names, but then you got to start like Kayshon Boutte in your flex, and then you got to start a backup in Henderson when you have a couple guys on the bench that may be okay, but like, yeah, Pacheco hasn't been it. I mean, with the Connor injury, he has Benson, but Benson last night didn't look good in a role there. So it's gonna be tough. So right now, Arby's is 1-2, but like I don't know. It's not a lot to feel good about for him. I don't think right now. So I mean, things can change, but I don't know. It's tough week and tough outlook looking forward.
Yeah, and just to, I mean, kind of kindle that really the probably the greatest other league rivalry that we've ever seen between Rick and Arby's. Here's a quote from Rick. I didn't get anything in response yet from Arby's, and um, we do have a clip to share, but unfortunately, due to we don't have a producer and technical difficulties, we are going to have to just share it amongst the group. But
Mhm.
this is Rick. He said, if I didn't hate the organization so much, I'd feel bad about what we did to him over the weekend, both at home and on the gridiron. Um, just to kind of recap a little bit, I believe there was dog shit bags being sent to Ben's house. So the Blizzard was preparing Arby's house for what was about to come to him, which was a lot of shit. So also Rick noted, I don't care about winning the league this year. I just want to sweep Arby's in 2025. I want to make the playoffs, but only so I can cut them down a third time. Week 14 is going to be a joke. So they do play each other one more time this year, so that's going
Oh,
to be
wow. Yeah, definitely. Wow, just brutal, brutal, brutal.
unbelievable. Rick's an animal. All right, well, this is where the leaderboard keeps us. I mean, Tiburon with just a couple back-to-back good weeks, obviously 160 certainly helps the point force, and he's in a we're just in a cluster of 2-1 and 1-2 teams outside of Andy. Um,
Mhm.
we gotta go to the Fabs. Gotta go
Oh
to the
yeah,
Fabs.
please do.
Um,
Any crazy ones this week?
Yeah, nothing crazy overall. I mean, I thought there were some interesting ones. I think right away, Thursday night, Dalton Kincaid looked good. So I knew,
Mhm.
so there was definitely some managers that um, were going to throw some dollar. Why not? Just guy that maybe you can stream and hopefully plug and play. Knew Tip Run and Ryan was going to go
Yeah.
huge. I didn't think Andy was going to go big as well. I mean, I thought $12 was a little just kind of a silly throw out by me, and I ended up being not that far off. Well, far off, but third in terms of total waivers. How the hell do both these guys put in the exact same number as 41?
That's
Makes
crazy.
no sense. Yeah, it makes no sense. Somehow Andy unfortunately loses out on that as well. So loses to Ryan, loses out on Kincaid. $41. I don't think it was crazy. I mean, crazy
No.
number if you think about it, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Tiburon's only hole right now and maybe quarterback. We'll get to that in the next slide up.
Mhm.
Um, but he also throws out 25 on Justin Fields. Maybe can stream him and Caleb, and of course the next highest was Snyder, who was trying to get his boy Justin Fields.
Oh yeah.
Trey Tucker, I knew this guy was going to be the flavor of the week a little bit just based off what
Mhm.
he's been doing. So 19, nothing crazy. Beeve took Chris Rodriguez from me by $1. Just, thought that was a good play. I mean, Bill's hurt. We'll get to that in week 4 here, but
Mhm. Yeah.
that's it really. Nothing wild out of there. Beeve throws a little Abe Lincoln at Jackson Dart, and
Yeah,
here we
interesting.
are. Here we
Intriguing.
are.
Yeah, definitely. I get it. I mean, I get why Ryan was trying to get a tight end. So I mean, I get why he made the move. I mean, he gets this guy. Yeah, $41 is insane that both guys bid for them. But like, that's just it's funny how like we come up with these numbers. Like, how do you come up on like, oh, I'm gonna bid $41? Like, I don't get in general like these numbers that people do. Anybody, it could be me. I could do it one week too. Like, I don't know how it happens, but like, it's just crazy seeing some of those. So that's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always fascinated when I see the Fabs the next morning on Wednesday mornings. It's
Oh yeah.
interesting.
All
Well,
right.
week 4 is already kicked off, like we mentioned. We're here on early Saturday morning, we'll say it.
Mhm.
Um, we'll kind of recap a little bit and see where some of these injuries we didn't obviously touch on all of them, but there's going to be I think there were some significant ones for sure that are playing into some roles like we mentioned. So um, let's kick it off since I'm up top.
Mhm.
Thursday night has happened. Kenneth Walker, who looked like he was going to run all over Arizona, somehow gets Charbonnet at the goal
Yep.
line again, almost twice. I mean,
Yeah.
Charbonnet
Oh yeah.
scored, and I thought it was a pretty weak hold call on JSN, but any case, makes the wound not as not as big, I'll say, from seeing the guy that I'm having on my bench, the backup, score 2 times, but and Trey McBride. Kind of just a subdue game, thank God. 7 catches, 52 yards. Okay, gets in double digits, which is good. But
Mhm.
thank God he doesn't get in the end zone. So kind of a wash from Thursday night's perspective. And kind of looking at the matchups here. I mean, I think Pearsall's playing. I know you might have, but you kind of noted. I think Jawan is out right this week.
Yeah, he wasn't
Uh,
practicing, so yeah, I don't think. But Pearsall says he's going to be okay, so he'll definitely
yeah,
play.
and then Bill.
He's going to play too. I
He's
read
gonna
that
play.
little blurb, the advice blurb. Like he says, it looks pretty good. So I think he's full participation. So he'll have Krosky Merritt to slide in place of
Yeah.
Connor.
Yep. 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 So yeah, and then yeah, really the HN Monday night's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, he's good.
It's gonna be a tough one to stare at. I think Jalen Warren was good. The blurb I read.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, yeah, I saw that too. Just like,
Limited practice. Yeah.
so yeah, definitely need him for sure. You definitely want him. Like, and it's gonna be 9:30 game too. So let's hope that no issues pop up between now and then. It's an early start. They're playing overseas. So
Yeah, I mean, that'll be I have two guys going in that obviously, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I I like my matchups, I'll say that this week. I mean, just
mm,
from like where my guys are playing and some Ooh, excuse me.
God
Oh,
bless.
jeez. Um, really good matchups. I think Jordan Love at Dallas should feast. Jefferson, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good matchup with Pittsburgh, but I don't necessarily trust Carson Wentz. I mean, kind of neutral site though, so we'll see.
Mm,
Buka has a tougher matchup, but he's gonna get all the targets. I think this, with Mike
but
Evans not gonna be out for a little bit and Godwin's not back this week yet. So Ferguson, love him. Obviously gets an uptick. Just he had what did he have? 13 targets, 13
yeah,
catches.
he's been very good. He's been one. I think he might be like point wise top tight end in fantasy right now. I'm not
I mean,
sure.
he certainly probably has most one of the most targets. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got almost 10 targets in every game. So,
Mhm.
and then, I didn't talk about him last week, but this guy's really, even though he's in our division, he's a stud. I'm on Rob St. Brown's a fucking stud.
Oh yeah. Yeah, huge get by you, obviously, to get him, and obviously with Justin Jefferson too. So for sure, great little turn.
I'm taking me here. I'm picking Green Bull.
All right, Greenball, get back on the
I
horse
need
there,
it. I
baby.
need it. I need it. I need a win here.
Yeah, I thought I kicked you into high gear when I was on the
Good.
pod at week two, at week one or whatever. And I was like, all right, let's pick Green Bull. I was right. My predictions were pretty good. I think I got one wrong, so I'm trying to keep that momentum going, and I'm gonna keep riding high with Green Bull. Let's get a victory here. Let's get to 500, and you and Nils will be 2-2 if it goes that way. I mean, Nils got a couple different guys, and then he did against me. He's just starting Jared Goff, obviously Krosky Merritt because of the injury. Going with Quentin Johnston in his flex,
Yep.
and not going with Waddle. He's obviously he's hoping that Brian Thomas Jr. finally gets his head out of his ass and starts playing well because just hasn't looked good. But it was just weird, it's very strange. We obviously noted that plenty of times. But yeah, for your perspective, you got to watch out for Achan's been getting his consistent numbers. So like expecting him
Yeah,
to
you
get,
guys are good.
he's gonna get at least 20. I mean, for sure. I mean, yeah,
Probably.
it's 16, but he hasn't. He scored a couple receiving touchdowns. Hasn't had a rush yet, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, I just gonna go with you. Just going for the I'm going for the homer pick for for Green Bowl there. So see what happens.
Yeah, it's gonna be a pretty tight matchup, but yeah, I'm pulling for myself, clearly. Uh wow. Commish is getting Arby's this week. I haven't really even looked through some of these matchups yet, so
Yeah, I know.
um the projections don't look great to start, but we'll go through we'll scroll through here a little bit. Let's throw the benches on here. Well, I mean, just going off the bat here, I mean, just I'm looking, left to right essentially from the bastards. I mean, Bo Nix, I mean, he's got to kind of roll with obviously. I'm
Yeah,
just kind of
go
looking
with Knicks. Yeah, I
looking
would go with
looking
Knicks.
looking over. I mean, he doesn't have anyone anyways. I'm just kind of looking from his Puka. Olave has a tough matchup, but he has been getting tons of targets, tons of looks, not necessarily downfield or scoring wise. I mean, I think he's got, yeah, I mean, not great crazy numbers, but the guy's getting looks, so you got to
Oh
you
yeah, wow.
kind of put him in.
Jeez, those targets are insane. Hmm.
Interesting play with the Cooper Cup play. I mean,
Yeah, I think Cooper Cup's. Yeah, he's getting close to being called. washed.
Okay.
I think unfortunately, the guy was great, and obviously he's been a staple of the Bastards. But I don't think I'd feel very confident starting him every week. I mean, it sucks. I love Cooper Cup's been great, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
He's
tough.
got a
But
it was, I think Snyder and I noted like there's a lot of like potential what ifs, on
Mhm.
Logan's bench. I mean, not necessarily guys he can kind of put in now. And I mean, Ridley's
Yeah,
been pretty bad.
yeah.
So,
Oh
it's
wow,
hard to you got to kind of pick and choose between like Ridley or Harvey maybe, and who neither one have been
Mhm.
hit double digits yet.
Stinky. Yeah,
So, yeah, so I mean, interesting play. I mean, I if he was going to play Cooper Cup, I mean, I guess the rest of his lineup is pretty solidified. So, yeah, I
yeah.
mean, it's just it always irks me seeing guys that play on Thursday night in your flex. I don't know. I just might as well be a receiver. Just God forbid something happen. At least you have the option then. But
Yeah, true.
anyways, um, and then Arby's. Let's take a look at Arby's team because we've noted. I might have had a little conversation with Arby's just to catch up this week, and you know definitely was giving him a little hype on Matthew Golden. I think it's a good matchup. I mean, like I said with my matchup with Jordan Love playing, I think. Dallas has been very bad
Yeah.
in
Wow.
defensively, especially in the secondary. I know they're saying Deron Bland might play.
Mhm.
I still don't really. This kid's been. I don't even want to hype him like because he hasn't really done anything, but like there's been some flashes and there's definitely been some like underthrows. I've been seeing a lot of the, if he would have stayed in bounds on that catch against Cleveland, he would have scored. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's just that was such a tough play to like still catch and then potentially shift your body to like just run forward instead of like taking the momentum out of bounds. But
Mhm.
um, if there's a week that he's gonna pop, I think it's gonna be this week. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
no doubt. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully for him and for us Packer fans. Yeah, we need him to start
Definitely.
stepping up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. That's a good take.
Mhm. Mhm.
Benson gets some 10. I was curious because I knew his line wasn't great. He didn't
Yeah.
do really, honestly, I mean, DeMercado, unfortunately scores the late one just because they were in that, kind of, passing, you know, kind of hurry up to
Yeah.
that game tying touchdown, I should say.
Oh
So,
yeah.
kind of sucks that they don't get down to the kind of goal line work really for Trey to kind of get in there and, it doesn't get a crazy line. Five, you know,
Yeah.
5 receptions, 35 rushing yards. Nothing, nothing, nothing that you like to see.
No doubt.
But
So
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I initially want to lean. Man, this is tough.
I mean
Let's see.
Logan wins to be 3-1. So that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's getting out. I think, man. I mean, Arby's has some good matchups though. Like this could be a good Arby's week. I mean, Drake May's playing Carolina. I know they just shut out Atlanta, but they were home.
Hmm.
Um, Jamar Chase, you never know, but does probably get Surtain. So that's a tougher matchup Monday night.
Yeah.
Like we just mentioned about the Rooks, I think Henderson and Golden are going to have some of their best weeks this week, I think. Um,
Yeah.
and Chase Brown. I mean, it's going to come down to Cincinnati on Monday night for obviously with two guys playing, but um, yeah, I'm leaning Logue, which is crazy to say because Logue will be a 3-1, but I mean,
Yeah.
if Cincinnati doesn't pop off for Ben, he's kind of screwed.
Yeah, that's gonna be you would think that's gonna be the like going into Monday night, it's gonna be okay, whoever if Bo Nix has a good game, it's gonna be Logue pulling it out and vice versa. But this because of the matchup against Denver, I mean, hypothetically, I'm gonna go Logan too, just because those guys are not gonna have maybe won't have good games because of the matchup and it's like wishful thinking with Golden. I mean, this could be if it's going to be the week, it's got to be this week. He's got to perform without Jaden Reed, Christian Watson out. I mean, their offensive line's a little banged up, so like maybe it's going to be more of a passing game than running. They'll have more success on through the air. Obviously, they're playing on the road, so but Dallas has been pretty mediocre. So he's got to hope, and for picking him in the fifth round, he's got to hope he pans out a little bit. But yeah, it's just because of the matchups, I'll go with Logue.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, to get to not surprisingly, but to get to 3-1. But he's got Cook, he's got Puka,
Yeah, I was just
and
gonna say his matchups
Bowers.
are nice.
Can Bowers finally have a good game? Like, I mean, can he have a game that like a stud game?
Bowers, thanks.
Fucking, eight catch, 80-yard touchdown performance. That remains to be seen. But yeah, I'll go with Logan in this scenario.
Yeah, I agree. Just kind of looking at it, there's some points to be had for sure on Logue's side.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the plantation.
Ooh, does he need a win? Because he's in dress territory right now. I hate to say make that proclamation already, but you go to 0-4, it ain't looking too hot.
No, I mean, I like I said, I had a stat for the for being 0 and 3, or I think it was 0 and 2
Hmm.
or 2 and 0. I for whatever it was that I shared, where it was like if you have like a 67%, whatever it was that I said, yeah, chance to make the playoffs if you're 2 and 0. So,
Hmm.
um, I don't know what the stat is if you're 0 and 3, especially if you go 0 and 4 about trying to make the playoffs. Now we do expand it to put 7 teams in as opposed to, 6, but 0 and 4, you're staring, yeah, you're shopping pretty soon for a dress potentially.
Yeah, sure.
Um, so yeah, and poor Andy, I'll say that because it does, he's going to be without both of the commanders this week. McLaurin is officially out, I believe, and
Yep.
so is Jaden Daniels. So, not a bad plug and play. Geno Smith. I saw he was out on the wire, so it was
Mhm.
I think that you could trust that a little bit more than Mariota again this week. I think that was also, due to the fact that he had Terry McLaurin, but um, yeah, so I think that's a good plug and play with Geno, and um, I guess we didn't note this, but like that trade with Snide is kind of interesting. I mean, I didn't. Darnell Mooney has certainly not been on my radar or fantasy radar by any means, considering what's been going on there. Did have a nice 11 target game, I guess, if you want to call it that, last week,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
um, I guess with some of the injuries that he's unfortunately facing, he kind of had to make that deal. It looks like for just Darnell Mooney.
yeah, yeah. I know.
Which,
Huh.
I think Snyder makes out like a bandit in that trade, and they play each other this week, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, exactly. Because like, I mean, your options are limited when you obviously lose Gary Terry and Rasheed Rice is being suspended. So, yeah, I mean, can't really feel too great about starting Darnell Mooney, but got to do what you got to do. There ain't much on the waiver wire. You miss out. Maybe, actually, probably maybe if he gets Kincaid, maybe he would have to start Njoku and Kincaid, and then maybe put McMillan in his receiver spot. So yeah, it's like, I mean, because I mean, not many people will do that, but it's not a bad option. But yeah, he misses out on him, and trades definitely a random trade, but he had to do it. So yeah, I mean, I'm as far as like who I think is going to win. I mean, see, it gets up to a good start with the 12 points for Seattle's defense. They look pretty good. They were playing 6 sacks, 2 picks. I'm going to go with Snide. Unfortunately, I hate to see it, Dre go to 0-4, big guy, but yeah, it's tough losing your keeper stud quarterback for this week, and obviously Terry McLaurin. I mean, being out, who knows how long he'll be out. So it's tough sledding. Um, to say that. I mean, yeah, obviously we were noting how star players could get you. I mean, Derrick Henry and could have 25, and maybe AJ Brown has 20, and Montgomery has another touchdown, 2 touchdown game. It's like you can maybe those 3 guys maybe have those points, and it won't matter what Darnell Mooney does or Njoku does. Let's just say, for example, but I just feel like Nico Collins on the other side, Nico Collins, stud. Maybe he's getting back to the way we expected him to be. And then of course Jacobs too, with the offensive line being banged up. Maybe he doesn't have a good game, but maybe he does. Maybe he comes out of his shell a little bit and has like a maybe 20-point game, close to his projections. And then a big week for maybe Cam Scatterbo. He looks good in his new role now as RB1 with the Tracy injury. Even with him not maybe him being healthy, he still would be the number one. He looks very, very good. So Snide has a lot to look forward to with him. I think now for who knows for the foreseeable future, he could be the starter the rest of the way, even when Tracy comes back. I mean, I think that's going to happen. We didn't know how it was going to shake out when it started out, but yeah, I'll go with Snide here.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard for me to, even though I'd like to, obviously, just want to pull for Dre to just get off the, I mean, not no pun intended, Schnei, a little bit here, but yeah, Snyder just has some really good matchups this week. I think, like you mentioned, Nico. Jacobs, I think, they're if they somehow do end up, kind of getting up by a few points, they're going to certainly try to just run it out. They're very, as we know from being Packers fans, they're very um, cautious, really. They don't really put their foot on the pedal and try to blow teams out typically. So you mentioned Scottaboo. I do like the matchup. I mean, I do like the player, I should say, but it's definitely a tough matchup. The Chargers have a pretty good run D. Um, so, but again, he's the number one guy there, and I think we really need to highlight this guy. I mean, Hunter Henry, even though probably down. Yeah, I was gonna say I know he had a pretty rough week two since he ended up on the waivers, I believe, but I,
Mhm.
that game, I mean, he was the only guy really that Drake May was looking to. I mean, he was their. I felt like their consistent offense. I mean, at least in terms of his first look. I mean, Hunter
Yeah.
Henry was getting all kinds of touches. So,
Wow. Yeah.
and yeah, just going back to that trade, I mean, I do think it doesn't do much on paper to move the needle really for either team. I guess, Snyder gives him a guy that he can play this week, I guess. I don't know. I mean, Fannin was the other guy in that package to kind of, I don't know, handcuff yourself with Cleveland tight ends from Andy's standpoint. I think
Hmm.
it was more for the Mooney play, but
Hmm.
Sny gets Braylon Allen, who isn't anything crazy, but is the backup to Breece Hall, so he gets a
Yeah.
hand there.
Okay.
Um, and who else did he grab in that? Luther
With
Burden,
the
yeah,
burden.
nothing
Yeah.
crazy, but could be a flyer player down the road if they move DJ Moore. You never know. But yeah, I think his team doesn't look. I mean, losing CeeDee Lamb. I mean, Sny has pretty good matchups this week and pretty good depth. So yeah, I have to lean with Sny too.
Oh yeah.
All right, Colombian white and ship loads. These projections are getting a little close. Maybe we'll split here. We'll see.
Yeah. No. Definitely. It's interesting. Yeah. To see like two 2-1 teams playing each other. Projections. But yeah, I don't really. You never know with that. So. Yeah. Interesting spot here.
Two
I don't know, man.
defenses at home playing pretty pathetic opponents.
I
These
know. Look at that.
these two defenses might go off for 30.
Yeah, true. With Buffalo, they're projected for 10. Like he's projected more than some possessional players, which is insane. But you
Yeah.
can't really argue that sometimes. But with Buffalo's been weird though. They haven't like had like statistically. I mean, they gave a 40 week one, and then they gave up 10 against
Wow,
the Jets.
this guy playing. Yeah.
Swifty's questionable, but yeah, it hasn't really gone off. I mean, at all. I mean, he's not going to. I don't think. So, Andrew Swift's not that kind of player.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I would say some interesting team lineups here for both teams. I mean, Phil has is gonna, kind of keep riding Shakir. Definitely a good matchup. I wouldn't say that's, it's a bad play by any means, but he's without Mike Evans, so that's kind of like his, I would say his fill-in guy. You know what I mean? Just in
Mhm.
terms of who he's gonna play, and then kind of figuring out his flex play here. I mean, he's gonna go with Swift, I guess. Yeah, if he's gonna play.
Yeah.
And Jameson Williams, that's an option, but Cleveland's pretty tough. They are on the road, but
Mhm.
yeah, maybe some questions of Phil of who he wants to play in that flex role. But Shit Blizzard on the other hand, I don't know. I mean, I don't love the Debo play. He didn't really do much last week with Mariota. Not to say Atlanta's a very fearsome team, but um, could be a spot where he's not putting up as much, obviously without Jaden Daniels. Uh,
Yeah.
Devontae, I think they're gonna have to pass. So, that kind of maybe offsets a little bit, hopefully, if Jalen Hurts is chucking it. Um, Genti, I haven't trusted yet. He hasn't shown me anything that
Yeah.
I don't think he's terrible. I just don't, that I don't know if that offensive line and that team is really geared for, being a potent rushing attack. So time will tell. And then he's throwing in Trey Tucker. Yeah, the guy he just took off of waivers, who has been electric. I will say that somehow. I mean, he's coming off a 40-point week, which is it will never happen again for the guy. But
Mhm.
I mean, he is getting the last couple weeks. I mean, he is getting looks. He scored in week one. We'll see. I think it's gonna be really tight. Can go either way.
Oh yeah, for sure. What are you thinking?
Well, you could fire. I'll
Yeah,
defer.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, it's like it's like tough because like I see each team having guys that, I mean, Bijan and Jalen Hurts are guys that can go off. Kyron Williams. I like Phil's team out of the draft. I thought it was pretty good. He ends up getting Keenan Allen like round 10. So like,
Yep.
and you think Lad is the guy. He was a stud last year, but there wasn't Keenan Allen last year on the team, and obviously surprising that he wasn't even signed until really really late before the season started. So he gets him, and he can withstand, like, Mike Evans goes down. Okay, now Keenan Allen's been playing great. You can put him in the lineup. They play a pretty pathetic Giants team. So like, you never know. Can he continue that streak? And those are the guys you need. You can count on Bijan to have his points. I mean, like, hopefully Bijan Robinson can score a touchdown, rushing touchdown, and like get like his 20-25 to like maybe match Taylor, because Taylor's been hot. I mean, Taylor's been on fire. We mentioned that
Yeah.
in the other little recap of week 3. So yeah, it's tough. I mean, for Rick, he needs JT to wake up a little bit, but I mean, maybe he won't. But he's still a rookie, and getting off to a start. I mean, you're starting two Raiders too. I mean, that's, you gotta, obviously, you guy scores 40, you're chasing the points. I mean, I think like last year, like Jawan Jennings had a game like that where he had like 3 touchdowns. I think, I don't know. I was trying to look that up, see what he did like the following week. I'm sure not. You're not going to score. Maybe did he have 20? Did he score a touchdown? I don't know. Remains to be seen. But like, I can't really can't give you a quote on that. But I mean, it's tough. It's tough to say. I don't know if it's an upset special, but like, I'm obviously I'm gonna go with Phil here. I'm just gonna. It's just I don't know. Just going with, just winging it. Just like picking. It's a coin flip too, but I don't know. Just something about seeing Bijan and Kyron too, and Jalen Hurts probably is pretty good. But it's tough. It's tough to say. I will say.
I'm gonna
It's a
split with you. I'm gonna go Rick.
yeah.
I think he's got good, like we mentioned last week, he got 65 points or 66 points from Jonathan Taylor, and I think Lamar Jackson, one of those teams is going to be 1-3, them or Kansas City, which is nuts.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So crazy game. I feel like Lamar is going to come out flaming.
Definitely.
But we'll see. All right,
Mhm.
yeah, this is, oh wow, projections are extremely tight in yours.
I know.
Um,
Right. Right.
you got you and Steven, the fantasy football team. Um,
Yeah, no doubt.
yeah, let's kind of noted a little bit of it. I mean, we didn't. I thought Juwan Jennings was ruled out. Not yet, I guess. Questionable. Okay.
I mind. Well, he did get a limited session
Sorry.
today.
He was limited
I
today.
don't know.
Okay. I didn't say that either.
Yeah, I thought he was out today. I mean, I didn't see that. I was working all day, so didn't really
Yeah.
catch that. So that's on me. Um, but
Well,
yeah,
this
even if he
has,
does play, I'm not too concerned about him per se. I mean, he could always like play and get hurt again. So.
yep, yep. Yeah, let's go. I mean, you have a quarterback or I'm sorry, your wide receiver room is all Monday night, which will be fun. Hopefully just points galore there for you.
Yeah, I
Um
know, right?
yeah, I like some of your matchups. I mean, I think it's going to be a Saquon bounce back week this week. I feel like they've never really done well in Tampa Bay. They're definitely going to need to, kind of come out kind of ready to go a little bit. They kind of let the Rams kind of smack them in the mouth this week, the Eagles. So I feel like
Mm,
week 3, I should say. So I think they're gonna need they'll lean on Saquon a little bit more in this game just to kind of open up that passing game a little bit and kind of be more balanced. Like you mentioned, you know, Steve has some good matchups. I mean, Josh Allen's playing at home against the Saints. I mean, are they going to just kind of score enough where they're just running it? That's kind of what you got to hope for. Or does
yeah,
Josh Allen just go off and score like 4 fucking touchdowns?
yeah, that's what I'm.
Neighbors with Dart. I mean, I don't know. I think the Chargers are decent. I mean, they are home, so I think the Giants will at least probably play somewhat competent, I would think. I mean, I don't know. It's still a rookie quarterback on his first start, so only time will tell. I don't love that matchup. I think the Chargers are pretty good, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Again, Kamara, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, I guess they're going to be definitely playing from behind against Buffalo, so you'd think he would get more than one catch, but I don't know. It's been an odd start to the year for Kamara. Junkins, good pick. Um, yeah, he looked good. I mean, did I think he's certainly someone that he's glad that he drafted so he can, have another running back because even with Kamara, he's kind of thin.
Mm,
I
yeah,
would say at running back. I don't know. This is gonna be tight. I mean, you're gonna roll with Chuba.
I think so. And you never like to see, additions to the injury report like late in the week. Saw that popped up, and calf injuries are tough to deal with. Let's hope that he's not, too banged up. But we'll just have to remains to be seen. We'll see what happens before the game. I mean, I do have options if obviously I have Dowdle as a backup, but I also have J.K. Dobbins who I
Yep.
could feel pretty comfortable starting. Um, and then Dowdle's just obviously handcuffed just in case like that. Chuba got hurt, it was ruled out. But yeah, I definitely need a big Saquon performance. This is a huge week. You definitely don't want to have another single digit performance or even like 10 or 12. I mean, you want to see more. You want to see the guy that he was last year. I'm hoping for that. I'm holding out hope for that, for sure. And, because, the Monday night's going to be an interesting matchup. And, like, I just have a feeling, like, Josh Allen's going to have a game where he has a rushing touchdown at the goal line, has 2 or 3 touchdowns passing. I have that feeling he's going to have a fucking monster game. And, of course, the Kamara bounce back. I feel like, too, like, with Jackson Dart and Neighbors, you never know. But to have 3 points or so like he did last week is pretty unlikely. So like seeing some of the guys like they haven't had like big weeks. Like Drake London hasn't had a huge week, but I feel like he's due for a touchdown, even though Panics fucking sucks. He's gonna have a good week. So I don't know. I just have like these like little touches of like little terror there for these some of these guys that like are gonna have a bounce back week. There's no way Steve's gonna have sub 100 point performance, but just because I want to win and I want to bounce back from last week, I want to pick myself to win. I mean, I just gotta hope and pray that like I said, Saquon steps up, no injuries, and hopefully Tyreek can continue his because I mean, as a number 2 pick, he's not been what I expected. Maybe he's just on the downturn of it on his career. I hope not. I hope he steps it up. But with Tua, you never know. So I just feel like I do have options if he continues maybe doesn't pop off and struggles a little bit. I mean, I have obviously the bench options of you know, I guess put Rome in there or I have Zay Flowers in my bench. I mean, I'm always like thinking 100 times over, like, okay, do I change it? But I'll just go with me ever so slightly, but we'll see what happens there. But I can see it go either way, but hopefully me. So
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. Even with Josh Allen big week, which is a nice matchup, and there's some other good ones. I'm not gonna say that. I mean, it could go either way this matchup, but I do think you have some really good overall. Your lineup outside of maybe like Chuba, I mean, is should be in a pretty good spot here. And like you said, I mean, I don't. There's no reason to shy away from Rome. Zay Flowers, even though I think is probably going to be due for a bounce back week, I would think. Uh,
mm,
it's hard to get him in the lineup with just kind of the matchups this week. But yeah, I got you by a hair. I think you can take it.
yeah, let's see what happens.
The Goose, who I was sharing many texts after Quates last night with, just more so just banter that we were going back and forth on. It was pretty unrelated to football, but um, he did mention at Quates that he had I think three of his players, yeah, three of his players going tonight or last night, I should say, and um, I mean, all in all, pretty nice night, I would say.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Didn't like lose the week and didn't win the week. So, I mean, you have three guys going, and I would say three significant guys, especially with your quarterback playing. You can't be feeling too bad, especially some garbage time moments, I would say. I mean, Murray throwing that late one, get some six more. Jackson Smith was doing nothing, literally
Hmm.
nothing in the first half.
Yeah.
And then finally came to life towards that, essentially got all of his points in one half. And Harrison Jr., good for him, good for the kid. He had a pretty tough week 3, and you could see what it meant to the guy catching a touchdown and just been like kind of exhale, like okay, like you look at the guy, he looks like a freak. I mean, he should be a stud. His
Oh
dad
yeah.
was a stud. I mean, and didn't have any of the physical attributes that he does. So, yeah, I mean, the Geese got to feel, like I said, pretty good, especially with some of the guys Gibbs hasn't played yet, so that's
Mhm. Yeah.
always nice. And then I would say Tiburon's got to be feeling pretty good. I mean, he's got a pretty decent lineup. I mean, like we mentioned, he's deep everywhere. I mean, he's got a hell of a team, I would say. I mean, when you're when you got these three guys going, I mean, Bucky Irvin, who's like basically, I would say his third best back, which is crazy to say. Jordan Mason, Christian McCaffrey. Now he's going to slot in, obviously, his $41 bid of Dalton Kincaid. Um,
No brainer.
yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, Devontae, obviously, in our trade has been really good. So, I mean, obviously, expect him to play, and they're home. They're gonna look to try to bounce back after kind of choking that game away against the Eagles. He's gonna roll out Caleb. Let's see if there's any bench decisions from any of these guys. Ooh, George Pickens. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I would say like I mean lad's been shit right now. I mean, I'm not saying like I mean you drafted him to be a significant part of your roster, but I mean with the CD Lamb injury, Pickens could be someone that you could slide in, and I mean
Yeah,
you'll be the number one. I mean, I guess Ferguson's probably they're taking away his targets too, but maybe
yeah,
you go with I don't know.
yeah. I mean, that's definitely quite. I mean, they are playing at the Giants, so I think I still have hope that there's better days to come with Lad. I mean, he to your point. He's just he's not performing poorly. It's just that they are spreading it out, and he's not the guy that's getting in the end zone. He's actually essentially fallen to like maybe stat wise, I would say their wide receiver three, which is chronic was is crazy to think about. But
Yeah.
especially with Keenan Allen signing so late in the summer, you just thought like, okay, he'll get a couple touches. Johnston was nowhere even thought of as like a remotely like relevant player, and he's like had a renaissance like we've mentioned a few weeks in a row here in terms of just a consistency standpoint.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean you're right. I mean Pickens is I mean toss up. I don't know. I mean that's definitely an interesting play there, and yeah, I don't know. I mean Ryan's got some. He's got a deep team. He does. I mean, I would say like deep at receiver. These guys are kind of just whatever. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, they're
But
there. If someone gets hurt, like you can, you have a starting running back. If like one of those guys, like Achan or obviously the Bucky Irving handcuff. So I mean, like every team has a couple of those guys. But yeah, it's the crux of your team that how they
I gotta go with Ryan. I mean.
yeah.
It's gonna be a coin flip. I mean, it just looking at like the rest of the Geese's lineup. I mean, he's already at 51, which, like I said, not a terrible start on a Thursday night. But I mean, he's got Ryan's gonna have a lot of points coming his way. I mean, Caleb Williams is still gonna have a pretty good week. Devontae, even if Lad has an off week, okay.
Mm,
You got Christian McCaffrey down here, Jordan Mason, who's definitely gonna have a good week, and Bucky Irvin, who they're gonna need to have a good week against the Eagles at home. So I think these guys down here, give me way more confidence than like a Tony Pollard, who's been okay, nothing spectacular, but he has to kind of has to
mhm.
play him at unless he plays Etienne. I guess
Yeah,
that's
true.
a
Yeah,
thought, definitely a thought.
yeah, I can still change it.
Cortland Sutton's a good play. I think good bounce back. Obviously, this last week against the Chargers, definitely more what you expect from Cortland Sutton in that offense. And they're home against Cincinnati, so I think that's pretty solidified. I think really just the Pollard play is the potential question mark, if you want to call it. I'm gonna go Ryan.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, definitely great points what you said. I mean, from Ryan's side, you got to hope he's got to hope that Bucky Irving can get with the program as far as like where you have him, and in your rankings, you're thinking okay, he's going to be a stud and he's going to go off, but it hasn't really happened. But I just feel like he's due to score a rushing touchdown. I mean, I feel like 100 yards and a touchdown isn't out of the realm of possibility for him. Lad, same thing, like you mentioned, like him being like the third, like sometimes third in the pecking order makes no sense. But as you can see with Bucky, yeah,
Yeah.
25 for 66. Really hasn't had that great performance. I mean, with being full point PPR, those couple of catches definitely help. Same thing, like yeah, obviously, just waiting for that explosiveness from him. Hasn't seen it yet. So, yeah, you can definitely start Pickens maybe, and but over Lad if possible, but might not even matter. And this is definitely going to be my prediction for being a high. Both teams are going to have high point totals. I feel like too. Yeah, Aaron got off to a great start with his three guys. I mean, double figures is great for everybody. No one had like a great game, and Marvin Harrison finally learned how to fucking catch the ball. He had a
Yeah.
brutal game last week with his drops, and then he has a terrible play where it leads to an interception. So
Yeah.
just kind of crazy. Which I don't know how that if he got charged for a pick. I think it was a pick and then a fumble. So it was kind of really weird, bizarre play where like the defense got the point, but like you didn't lose it from Murray's perspective, which kind of maybe that play helps. Maybe it's a 2 point victory. Um, yeah, exactly. You could definitely put ETN as well over Pollard. Um, I'm just gonna like just to be not contrarian, but going with the geese, baby. The flock of geese is on your side, big guy. Going with the geese in a high scoring game for both teams. So it could. I think so. I think so for sure.
Geese fly together. Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's I mean, these are the weeks that we're going to start seeing some separation. I mean, it's getting very congested at 1 and 2 and 2 and 1. So hopefully we'll start seeing some separation at the top. We'll say that for sure from some of these teams. But yeah, I mean, everyone. Hopefully you guys give it a weekend listen, even though we're coming out with it probably Saturday morning at this point. But it was good to hop on, Anth, and get something
Yeah.
else at the crew. And good luck to everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely glad to be back. Glad to be on. Give it a listen, boys. Go get them. Let's go.
All right, man. See
All
ya.
right, bro.